Hello folks, it's Timothy here with JankDiverTim. We're going to do a draft today, Kaladesh Remastered, super sweet set that is here to remind people that there are sets that aren't Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I would rather stub all of my toes simultaneously than play more Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and thankfully Kaladesh Remastered, super sweet mashup of the original Kaladesh and Aether Revolt. So that's going to be the name of the game today, best of one. Up until 7 wins or 3 losses, whichever comes first. As always, I recently posted a Cons of Tarkir video, said the same exact thing. I'll say it in every video. If you want to support JankDiverTim in any capacity, the best way to do that is to just like or comment down below, or find us in our Discord, which will have a description down. We will have a link down in the description below, and you can come find our Discord community there where you can share feedback. You can come join us for free cube drafts, which we do through Arena. You need some wildcard support to make it happen, but nothing too egregious, and just hang out, have a good time with some like-minded Magic players. But Kaladesh Remastered, let's do this thing. This set's pretty cool, and I've only done a couple since it's been put back up on Arena. So I'll have to kind of like refresh my own memory. I don't remember exactly like which color pairs were top tier and what works, what is kind of like the color pairs to avoid. I don't really care about that stuff. I just want to play the cards that I remember being good, and hope they're still good. So while we're waiting on the table, I'll go ahead and pause and see you in the draft. All right, didn't take too long. We're back. So yeah, if you have not seen Kaladesh Remastered yet, it's combined in 2 different sets, supposedly taking out all of the like draft and filler that was in these original 2 sets and just mashing them together into one set. We're against Joe Rod, 4713, Elmo, Rodman 37, Tongs, Trixie Hobbit, Misery, and Sheriday. And we have a pretty medium pack. Aetherworks Marvel's not very good in Limited. As cool as this card is, the fun design, it's hard to get up to 6 energy without using it for other things that matter first, and it's just ultimately not that good. Whereas, just 3 mana to exile a creature until this leaves the battlefield is fine. This card takes a little bit of a hit, if I remember, because people will be main decking artifact enchantment removal, because this is an artifact-based set, and a lot of the artifact removal will kill Thopter Arrest, but still fantastic removal spell. A little bit more catch-all than Skywell or Shot, which is also good. Narnum Renegade's okay. The Revolt doesn't matter on this. Unbridled Growth. Here's a card. If you're going to play this, just know Inventor's Goggle, way better than it looks. And yeah, Thopter Arrest. Maybe we get something back. We get a Servo Exhibition. 2 mana, make 2 1/1s. Good in any of the decks that care about artifacts or going wide, which this is a format that supports go wide quite well. I think that's just going to be my follow-up to Thopter Arrest here. Invigorated Rampage. Good combat trick. Pushes through a lot of damage with your, if your opponent blocks, it just pushes through a lot of trample damage. Revoke Privileges, good removal spell. This is at a time where the pacifism arrest variants were still quite good. You'll usually want 1 to 2 of those in your white decks. I love Aether Trade Winds. Bounce one of your opponent's permanents, bounce one of your permanents. Hopefully yours has an ETB. Fenhaller's okay. Improvise is a good way to make use of going wide with artifacts like Servo Exhibition, and then Lifecraft Cavalry, also pretty good. Chandra's Revolution, decent. Start with white card, move into a white card, and take a white card. So there's Cogworker's Puzzle Knot, another go wide card. It's kind of like a Servo's Exhibition that takes time to get the second Servo, but because this is an artifact that sits on the battlefield, and because Revolt is a mechanic in the set, you can make good use of this just being something that leaves the battlefield. Plus there are things, we already saw a card that can pick up your permanents. Engineered Might, this is a fine go-wide payoff, but it's not really what Green-White wants to do. I'm going to take Dawnfeather Eagle. This is a go-wide payoff, and it's just a good threat. +1/+1 Vigilance to your board, and then leaves behind a 3/3 flyer. Also, got to eyeball the Prophetic Prism. Prophetic Prism, quite good. Kujar Seed Sculptor, another notable common here. We've been playing with the 1/2 version of this in LCI, but again, stub my toe. Reference earlier in the video. Here, first pack where I'm not like stoked to take anything. I guess I'm going to take Propeller Engineer because it kind of fits what I'm already doing. It's a pretty subpar payoff. Fabricate's cool, right? Fabricate lets you pick between putting +1/+1 counter or making a Servo, but you pick Servo like 95% of the time. And I am going to complain real quick. specifically about this card, and then we'll see I know the 5/4 is going to pop up, but the remaster, you don't have to play bad cards. Why did this card make the cut? It's completely unplayable. Consulate Skygate, people love that card. Yeah, let's take the only white card in the pack. Ooh, hello. Oh, I do love me a Renegade map. Renegade map triggers Revolt. It's an artifact. It helps improvise. It lets you splash. It just does all the things. Plus, there's a certain point where you get like Attune with Ethers and Unbridled Growth and Renegade maps, and you just like cut a land. That being said, I'm going to take Chief of the Foundry. I already have 2 things that make artifact creatures. Chief of the Foundry is a great way to turn all of your servos into actual threats, and it lets me continue to just be white and kind of sit back on my second color. Could consider Reckless Fireweaver as well, though I think that card's a little overrated. Herald of the Fair, very mediocre. Just no synergy on this card. That's why you don't normally want to pick it highly. Now here we have options. There's another Propeller Engineer, which kind of lets me delay the decision, to quote Ben Werney, to quote the Lords of Limited, delay the decision right. I don't have to pick a second color yet if I take this, which is probably enough for me to take it. There's also a Precata Pillarbug, which is an overperformer. Good with Chief of the Foundry. It's not quite like taking a black card, because you can just play this out. Kind of like how in cons you can play a Morph. You can play this card on 3 without black mana and just find your black mana later. There's also Iron Tread Crusher, but I think I'm just going to go wide. Yeah, I'm... Ooh, Sweatworks Brawler, though. That's a late Sweatworks Brawler. That's a 7th pick Brawler and a Renegade map. But Servo Exhibition, I mean, my deck kind of knows what it wants to do. Chief of the Foundry and Dawnfeather Eagle as kind of go-wide payoffs. 4 cards that put multiple bodies on board. And then the chance to wheel the white-green go-wide payoff as well. Now I'm looking at Bastion Mastodon. I'm going to take Druid of the Cowl here, actually. This is just a much, much better card. The 5-drops are replaceable. I already have a 5-drop and a bunch of 4, so I don't necessarily want another 5-drop, and this one's just kind of whatever. Fine card. Like, fine. not anything special, but Druid's actually decent, though, you know, me having the Druid is not me saying I'm in green. That is not a clear indication. It's just I think it's better than the Bastion Mastodon, which if I want one of these, I'll get them when I want. I'm going to take Inventor's Goggles. This is a way better card than it looks. First off, if you have a couple Artificers, it just auto-equips to them. So these things will come down as like 3/3s in the air that make 1/1s, which is way better. Plus, it's an artifact for all your artifact synergies. Could consider a Mobile Garrison there. Nothing really here. I could take Fen Hauler, Invigorated Rampage. Like I said, this pushes a lot of damage. Conviction is not a card. I mean, it physically looks like a card, but it's not actually a card. And then people were playing this against me. I got by this card like 3 times. I'm going to take Rampage and just kind of fiddle around with the second color. Okay, Destructive Tampering. That is a win con. This card was an overperformer in the original set. First off, people play big artifacts, 5-drop, 3-drop artifacts, so a lot of times this kills a creature. That matters, and then sometimes you just make it so your opponent can't block, and boom, they're dead. Don't care for Cathartic Reunion. I will take the Puzzle Knot, but the Puzzle Knot's pretty mediocre. Yeah, sure, get the Herald of the Fair. The green-white go wide card's gone, not that it's necessary to have that. Panharmonicon. Does that do anything? It's a creature or artifact. Doubles up Herald, doubles up Pioneer, doubles up Eagle. What are our other options here? So Panharmonicon's like the fun option, though this is a fun setup card, but if you're just trying to beat your opponent down, you don't really want to spend turn 4 just playing a card that's going to make your following cards better. Just play a card that's good. Servo Schematic, not great unless you can pick it up or sacrifice it. I'll just take Weldon Sparks here. I already have a couple red cards worth mentioning. This is going to kill, 3 mana kill a creature. I know I'm recording and I'm supposed to take Panharmonicon because it's like the cool thing to do, but I'm going to take this Weldon Sparks and just say that I'm red-white. Ooh, 2 really good green-gold cards. Renegade Rallier, get back a 2-drop or 1-drop if you revolted. We'll take Brawler, just 2 mana 4/3 trample for like no reason. Aviary Mechanic is a nice one here, though I don't know that I have any combos with it. There's also just another Weldon Sparks, and I suppose I'll just take the removal spell here. Could take Renegade Rallier if we think we're going to be green-white, perhaps. Okay. So, Airdrop Aeronauts looks really good, but my experience with the card is that it's just mediocre. It's like worse than Dawnfeather Eagle on average. And again, 5-drop Bastion Mastodon 5-drop. I mean, Bastion is probably worse, but this dies to a lot more removal than you would want your 5-drop to. Revolt is not free. You don't always get it. It's not an Artificer for my goggles. I think I'm actually just going to pick up Aviary Mechanic here. 2-drop that can pick up other permanents. Again, I don't have very good combos with this at the moment, but it is an Artificer. It's a 2-drop in a format where your 2-drops matter. I could pick up things to make it work. Aurora Virtuoso, easy best card in the pack. Get rid of this Druid. And now Mechanic, Enraged Giant. It's a good way to turn a bunch of artifacts into some damage on board. I think I'll take that one. Quicksmith Genius lets you rummage whenever an artifact enters the battlefield. Not too bad. Another Mechanic would be nice. 2 of these that I've passed so far. I don't even want to play the first Puzzle Knot. Thriving Rhino's good. Yeah, let's go ahead and take Enraged Giant. Ooh, another Servo Expedition. Also an Eddy Trailhawk. This card looks dinky, but it does jump something up into the air. I'm not going to have that many big creatures worth doing that with. Spire Side Infiltrator can be okay if you've got some vehicles. That way you can tap it outside of combat. I'm going to take Exhibition. I've got an Improvise card. I've got some Go Wide payoffs. I now have 3 Servo Exhibitions, so as long as my opponents aren't playing like -1/-1 to the board, I've got multiple ways to turn that into an advantage. And yeah, I'm pretty much locked into red-white here. This card looks like artifact removal, but it's just bad. It's just 4 mana destroy target artifact when you can have a card like this, which is 3 mana destroy target artifact with the alternative mode of winning the game. I'll take Quicksmith Genius. Some argument for Cathartic Reunion in best of 1 just to make sure you're not having like egregious mana problems, but again, these Mastodons. Sure. This card could dig us towards some important stuff. Whenever an artifact enters, you may discard. If you do, draw a card. And my removal's looking decent too. 2 Weldon Sparks, a Thopter Arrest. So I kind of like where my deck's at. I passed up a Sweatworks Brawler, which would be good here. I don't remember what I passed it up for, but it did in fact pass it. Wow, Voltaic Brawler. 7th pick, Voltaic Brawler. What is happening? Hey, I'm going to take Cogworker's Puzzle Knot. Just another Go Wide artifact card. I do have a Aviary Mechanic to pick it up. Spire of Industry is bad fixin', but fixin' if you need it. Self-Assembler. Always cool to do the Self-Assembler thing. Always hard to figure out when you're supposed to try and do it. Man, the Engineered Might. If that first one had come back, I might have ended up in a deck where that's good. Ornithopter. Era of Innovation is a really sweet card. Obviously, we can't play it, so I'll take the 3/2 Menace. Well, 3/2 that can gain Menace. Be happy enough with that. Ornithopter. Ornithopter's cute, but... Oh, Renegade map. Bet Iron Tread Crusher could be good for this deck, too. Just turn some Thopters into... Or not Thopters, Servos into like a 6/6. Servo Schematic. I don't have ways to sacrifice that, so I'm less interested. Jeez, what? Just nobody at the table in red-green. There's 2 of these. Someone's gonna get these for like free. All right, Mechanic's nice though. Yeah. I'll take the Bastion. I'll take the Bastion Mastodon. This card is unplayable. Doesn't matter what energy stuff you're doing. Card's awful. This is best of 1, so nothing matters here. Sure. This is 23 cards. 24 cards going into pack 3, so we get to just... Ooh, Freedom Regent? It's double red. Alright, Freedom Regent's excellent. This card actually won me a I think a game day or championship, whatever they used to call them in the standard championship. Am I having a stroke? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah, this is a huge... I mean, it's this card... but without haste, and it's just a giant dragon. Like, yeah, please. Hidden Stockpile is a pet card of mine, but I'm not splashing. And Prophetic Prism is interesting, but again, I'm not splashing. I'll take the Freedom Regent. That was a nice pickup. Start moving cards that I'm not interested in playing over. Heroic Intervention, Aviary Mechanic. Bunch of cards. Another Weldon Sparks is nice. Bomat Bazaar Barge. This card's okay. I think my recollection is the card is kind of like just okay. You gotta have a pretty high board. It's hard for me to just not take the Weldon Sparks here. Herald of the Fair can come out. Yeah, I'm going to take Weldon Sparks, and then, I mean, there's 4 cards here that I can play. 5 cards that I can play in this deck and be happy with, so I'll will something. I don't even care what it is. Heroic Intervention, simultaneously not that good, but also nobody will ever play around it, so you just kind of get people with it. 2 Fatal Pushes in a row. Ooh, another Dawn Feather Eagle, though. Get this Mastodon out of here. Don't feel like I necessarily need Revoke Privileges, given that I have 3 Weldon Sparks. No, there's also a Foundry Inspector. I'm going to take Eagle. I don't even remember this card. Oh. Sure. Another Dawn Feather Eagle. Built to Smash is okay. I don't really want it. I wonder if 3 Dawn Feather Eagles is too many Dawn Feather Eagles. Could cut this Enraged Giant. Just have top-end flyers. I mean, my deck does really want the Eagle. Anything else I'm dying to cut here? The Goggles. The Goggles has at least the 3 things to work with it. We don't want another Goggles. Speedway Fanatic. Just a 2-1 haste. That drops off pretty significantly. Another Puzzle Knot. Countless Gears Renegade takes a little bit of work to make work. There's also Chandra's Revolution, which I think is going to be worse than my Weldon Sparks on average. Just take a Puzzle Knot over the 2-1 here. It's an artifact. Matters a lot more for my improvised stuff. I think 3 Eagles is pushing it in best of 1. I just don't want to get a hand that's oops all Eagles. And then I would have to cut another card. I could just cut Renegade Map, though I could replace a basic with Renegade Map. Play 16 lands and have this be an artifact for my improvised stuff. Plus my Weldon Sparks gets bigger off of it. Yeah, that's fine. All the mechanics. Ooh, Ether Chaser, 6th pick. This is one of Red's best commons. Couldn't rank them for you right now, but 2-1, first strike, already good. Don't care about the rest, but you can convert energy into 1/1 tokens. Exactly what my deck wants to do, and it's an Artificer. Blank pack here for us. I'm not going to play a 3/3 that asks to attack, so I'll take an uncommon for the vault. Got to get that vault progress up. We're almost at 7,000, y'all. We're almost at 7,000 vault progress. Let's go. Built to Smash is playable. Inspire Charge. This card, why is this card? This card wasn't even in the original set. It was in like an accompanying dual deck or something. Or like starter deck. It was never in Kaladesh or Aether Revolt. I don't know why they felt necessary to put that one in here. Sure, I'm not going to play Built to Smash. Oh my god. Could have had sick red-green deck, probably. Well, green was not open. We didn't see premium green at all, but red-green was certainly open. I'm not playing anything in this pack, unfortunately. Yeah, here we are. Oh, another Aviary Mechanic? I don't think so. Could take another Puzzle Knot. Just take another Pioneer, I suppose. We're going to have to cut some cards. Sure. Don't play that one. Hey, 2-1 haste came back. I don't think this card's what my deck is about. And Herald of the Fair. Okay, 16 lands plus a Renegade map, I think is what I want to do. Boom, which means I need to cut 2 cards. Could cut 1 Propeller Engineer. Could cut Quicksmith Genius. This card is okay. I don't actually have a lot of 3-drop creatures. I only have 2, but I got plenty to do with my mana. Yeah, this card is perfectly fine. But it's a 3-drop. Deck doesn't need 3-drop. How much do I have to do with Mechanic here? Can pick up Chaser for energy, pick up the Puzzle Knots. Picking up the 4s and 5s is not really like a combo. Do I want Enraged Giant in this deck? This is my chop and block here. think I'm going to cut one Propeller Pioneer. And then just cut Quicksmith Genius, leave that in. Have a bunch of way to make artifacts. Improvise out some threats, go wide with Dawnfeather Eagle, wrap up with Tampering. We got Weldon Sparks, which should deal quite a bit of damage. Yeah, 4 solid removal spells, Thopter Arrest, and 3 Weldon Sparks. That should be good enough on removal for my opponent's big stuff. Okay, I like it. Let's dodge some Fumigates, though. Some Make Obsoletes or whatever. And I like the look of our deck. The Freedom Regent was a very good pickup. And, yeah, let's just get kind of tired here, y'all. Hey, Sharaday's back. You were in our draft. I think I was passing to you. I was passing to you. Oh, love it. Okay. I mean, well, this is a 3/4 with the Inventor's Goggles. I'll need to draw a red source. Oh, Green Pelt Rampager. Nice. So, next turn, they just go green, green, and play that as a 3/4 on turn 2. Good stuff. If they don't have a green source, yeah, they do. So yeah, play it, bounces back, play it again. And they have a 3/4 on turn 2. That's pretty good. I could also play a 3/4 on turn 2. But I think I want to get my full value off of my Puzzle Knot, so I'll just take some beats. Hopefully they don't have a sick curve out here. You do have to have green, green to get this down on turn 2. Otherwise... Ooh, they don't have a land, though. Hey, mechanics. Alright, we've got the long game value. Could just kill this now. Yeah, actually, that's... Yeah, I want to use my mana efficiently here. Let's attack for 1. And I'm just going to kill the Green Pelt Rampager. Because otherwise I'm only using 2 mana. Alright, crack the Renegade map to go get your second color, I assume. Green-white. Ah, so you're the one. Sure, I Aspire Artisan, 0/3, that makes a 1/1, or make it a 1/4. Might actually make it a 1/4. They did not. So that being said, I'm going to offer you the trade. Okay. And we're going to go Mechanic, pick up Puzzle Knot, equip, make that a 3/4. Yes, return that, take action, play Puzzle Knot. Do the same thing next turn. They did have a land drop, okay. Not sure. Ether Inspector, make 2 energy, do some energy stuff, that's all fine. Ooh, hello. 1, 2. I can cast that for... Alright, I could go 1, 2, play Mechanic, pick up Puzzle Knot, play Puzzle Knot, make another dude, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. Hell yeah. Alright, let's do it. Yep. Decline. Play Puzzle Knot. 5 artifacts. And jam with a 3/4 and a 4/4 with haste and trample. Looks good to me. 1 mana 4/4 haste trample. I am out of tricks now, though. my board is on the table. I do have a Thopter Arrest. Ether Inspector is going to make a 1/1. You got it. I mean, the card we're looking for now is just the Destructive Revelry or whatever. Creatures without flying can't block. I have a Thopter Arrest. I can re-equip this on the Giant and make it a 5/6. Oath of Ajani. Wow, that's actually really good. Okay. Okay, you got some stuff going on. That being said, so if I make this a 5/6 attack, I would have to triple block. Can order the Thopter Arrest the 3/4. I have an instant. Oh, you know what? I passed them a heroic intervention, didn't I? They probably have it too, don't they? Yeah, 5/6. They won't be able to kill it. They won't be able to heroic intervention plus. So I'm gonna attack. If they heroic intervention, that's cool. Skywalker shot. Is that an instant? It is. Alright. They have all the stuff that I we knew about. Alright, now I feel like I'm in a losing position now. I don't have any card draw. I did a lot of really cool stuff, but they've had the right cards to stop it. I'm not going to block this, because I have Dawn Feather Eagles and things that pump my board up. I do need to draw into those things, though. Sure, Prism's a redraw. Does unlock some splashing for him. Alright, yep, that's what I imagine. So we're going to do this. I'm going to attack with these. Take 4. And then I can't re-equip, can I? Because that'll just die. Sure. Alright, I will pass turn. Yeah, if I went to re-equip there, that would die. It had a damage marked on it. That's okay. Aviary Mechanic, pick up Oath of Ajani. Pretty nice. My opponent's outdoing me. Although, the Mana Screw does usually beat the Mana Flood. Not blocking. Do this. Ether Chaser. That's okay. That being said, I can't really... Yeah, I will take action. You're up. That's all I got. They have 4 cards in hand. They're missing a land drop, so they're on all spells. It's not good for us. It's not good for us at all. Felt pretty good about this game, but combination of me drawing just maybe 1 or 2 lands too many into them not drawing lands and all spells is pretty rough. Sure. 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I can't even win with the destructive thingy now. You got it. Welding Sparks. Sure. Yeah, it's more than enough to kill that. We're gonna go equip here. Attack for 3. Okay, I like the double block. I'm gonna kill the artifact, I guess. Probably has more utility for him than that. And then play land, re-equip here, and go. Good game. I mean, I think I'm losing this game right now, but certainly a good game. Okay, puzzle knots. Dang, drafting right next to me, too. Okay, they let it through. Interesting. Drawing a land is not good. I mean, my opponent's on all spells. If I attack, I trade for a 3/3. They have mana up with their puzzle knots. Close. I think, I mean, I needed something here to push through. Yep, same deal. Trade my 2/2 for your 3/3. And then I'll move this over and pass. Invigorated Rampage could be a card that pushes through. I'm not sure what could be in my opponent's hand. Like, I have to imagine if they're not playing lands, unless they're just sandbagging 3 lands. Sure. You got whatever it is. Okay, I don't mind trading there. Sure. That one's gonna do it. Oh, actually, maybe it won't do it. This is enough. And equip to one of these. Attack for 2. They take it, I'm sure. Equip to one of these and pass. Timely welding sparks. We've used all of our removal spells. Opponent on 7 mana. Destructive Tampering, man. That's close. If I can get them down to 4 this turn and they just don't do anything on their turn, might be able to sneak by. Maybe they do just have a bunch of lands in hand, but I don't know why if they had 4 lands in hand they weren't playing any of them. Pass? Really? It's so interesting. Okay, I like that. Make a 1/1. Alright, I'm gonna go for the dub. Creatures without flying can't block. Let's see if they got something here. If they do, then yeah, I'm dead. Well, not necessarily. If they got a removal spell for 1, they do still... No, I'm dead. What you got? Nice! Alright. I wish I could see my opponent's hand. It must just be 2 lands, right? They're not screwed on colors because they have the Prism. Unless they're holding like a double black card or something. I have no idea what happened there. I feel like I should have died. Feel like I should have lost that game. But we take our dub. Take the win against the person who we drafted against. Yeah, what happened that game? How did I not die? I had an extremely good start. Opponent turned it around on me. Picking up Oath of Ajani with the Aviary Mechanic twice that game is pretty brutal. Alright, match 2, Ambien. Let's do the thing. Hey, it's the reverse of our last hand. Yeah, I'll keep it. I do have a 3-drop. If I draw planes off the top, it's amazing. Like, fantastic hand, but... Ooh, okay. Renegade map. Hey, that's great. So, Servo Exhibition into Chief into Freedom Regent. Sure. 1/2. Can sacrifice an artifact, get +2/+2. I'm gonna throw an artifact at that. You can eat your Renegade map here. If you want to use Renegade map as removal for a 1/1, essentially. And if they do that, that's probably a sign they have a bunch of lands in hand, so I'm okay with that. Do gotta kind of watch out for this card. Can deal a lot of damage out of nowhere. Maybe I go in Rage Giant first as bait before playing Freedom Regent. No buck. That one I will not offer the trade for. Okay, swoops. It's another artifact they can sack next turn to the intruder. Good attack here, though. Just gonna play Freedom Regent. So attack with one of these. Freedom Regent blocks Ether Swooper. They don't have the mana for Metallic Rebuke. Go 4/4 flying on turn 4. And then next turn, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Enrage Giant next turn. Now, if they have a Weldon Sparks, they can just kill Freedom Regent, right? It would deal 4 damage as it is. Sure. Kind of want to block the Swooper. Make them do whatever they're going to do. Sure. Let's see what it is. Ether trade wins. Built to smash. Okay, I guess that's worst case scenario. Never play around this card because it's just not a factor most of the time. Still feel like I'm okay, and I can actually go this into my giant. But now they could have the counterspell up, which would be fine. I am going to tap the Chief of the Foundry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm gonna jam. See if they got another answer here. Nice. Okay. So that's no Weldon Sparks. So they had a Weldon Sparks, they would have used it to kill my 4/4. And yeah, I mean, their Ether Swooper can block through destructive tampering, but Weldon Sparks can kill a thing. Don't tar— oh, Brawl's Expertise? What in the world? Leave in the dust? Sure. I mean, okay. I guess, yeah, I guess if that's what you've got, that's what you've got. That's fine. Brawl's Expertise. Bounce 3 things, play a 4-drop. 4-drop, drew a card. So just like, what, the 5-for-1 there or something? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now we're in a rough spot. Alright, Invigorated Rampage is fine. So if I play Giant and attack, they could trade these 2 artifacts for it. Could play this and attack. Could also just Weldon Sparks, kill Intruder, attack for 1. 1, 2. Man, we got pretty hard, didn't we? Would I be okay with that? That just means this is not a threat anymore. Alright, I'm going to offer you the opportunity to trade your artifacts on board for this. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Spiral's Expertise until Leave into the Dust. Just gotta sigh a little bit sometimes, you know. Tezzeret's Ambition. Draw 3. If you control no artifacts, discard a card. Okay. It's a good opportunity for them to get something like that down for sure. Alright. Yeah, I mean, attack with Intruder, right? Because I can just play Chief the Foundry. I mean, I want to draw a land, obviously, so I can crack my Puzzle Knot and play Chief of the Foundry. Alright, they figured it out. Alright, that's not quite a land, but it works. Attack for 2. And, I mean, we'll see what they got. I do have them with Invigorated Rampage plus Tampering. They do have 3 cards in hand. Oh, they're tapping. Sure, another swoop. They got it. And that's going to let them make another swooper off that one. Oh, Skyship Stalker, give it haste. Okay. Alright, is there a way to push through here? I only need to get one of my creatures through. So if I go Weldon Sparks, kill the Stalker. Attack, attack. They have 3 blockers. If they let one of them through, they die. The alternative is to go Destructive Tampering. I gain first strike. Okay, let's go ahead and kill Stalker and attack. And then there's a good chance that they go block, block, sack this to that one. In which case I can +4/+0 and trample the one that the servo was blocking. And Built to Smash only works on attacking creatures, so they can't use that defensively. I think they were keeping up red for the first strike here anyway. Yeah, okay, so we say okay. And then when they sack this, we give this +4/+0 and trample. Baral's expertise. Get out of here with that. Ooh, if they sniff out the invigorated rampage though, they might throw the swooper in the block. Okay, that'll do it. They chose not to. Got it. Target creature gets +4/+0 and trample. And that will deal 6. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, that, geez, as close as that game was for us to have, like, I don't know, our perfect draw, like Exhibition into Chief of the Foundry into Free Gem Regent, and our opponent still just dismantled it. Granted, they had an insanely good rare to do it. Basically got rid of 4 of my creatures off 2 cards, and one of them cantripped. Incredible. Brawl's expertise, man. When this set first came out, I was doing some very mediocre videos about, you know, card evaluations and stuff, and I think I had named Brawl's expertise the best card in the set, which is not true. It's clearly not true. There are much better cards in the set, but it is just absolutely backbreaking, and sometimes you don't even get to cast the free spell. My opponent there just so happened to have another free spell that drew him a card. All right, we'll see. No, never mind. We're here against Toey Man. Was that person? Were they in our pod? They might have been in our pod. This looks okay. It has no creatures, so that's kind of like an issue. Oh, it has a creature now. I mean, obviously, draw a Aviary Mechanic or a Puzzle Knot or a Servo Exhibition, and this hand again becomes best thing we got. 2/3, and we got nothing. Alright, so not a good start. Not a good start to be on the backswing against a red-green deck and just not have any plays. Ah, you're late. That being said, I'll still throw out my 2/3 and pass. End of turn, Weldon Sparks. Rough. Oh, Appetite for the Unnatural. It's even better in that position. Gains them some life. Does the same thing Weldon Sparks would have done. Alright, getting beat up a little bit. No worries. Druid of the Cowl. Don't mind that one as much. Renegade map. Yeah, I can't play Free Gem Regent no matter how I do this. Yeah, because these net even on artifacts and mana, so we'll go Exhibition into map. Or I could actually just go... Is it that important to block the 2/3 here? It might be. The map next turn lets me... Yeah, the map lets me double spell next turn. Go ahead, opponent. They still have something in hand they can cast 2 on 2 mana. This would have been a lot better on the play, for sure. Yeah, so playing next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. I can play both of these spells, assuming none of my artifacts die. And then, if they have an answer to Free Gem Regent, I'm kind of like, sure. I might not need to use the Thopter Arrest. Yeah, okay, we'll use the Thopter Arrest. They don't have a land in hand. Rough. So no land in hand means oops all spells. That being said, we are going to play out our turn as scripted, and we need red for that. So let's just take out the 3/3 Trampler, play Freegy Regi, last turn, and hope that a 4/4 is good enough. Aviary Mechanic. I mean, what I could have done there is use Thopter Arrest to kill the 1/1, and then Aviary Mechanic to then kill Pima Outrider, but that goes so poorly. Don't have it. Come on, don't have it, man. Why do you gotta have it? Yeah, again, my opponent not playing lands, meaning they have all spells. Alright, that's another good one. Gotta play defense, though, with it. So sacking this is the same, yeah, it's the same as just playing a land for the turn. Gets one less land I can draw. So, mechanic. Alright, let's do this, not picking anything up. Again, my opponent just on 3 spells in hand does not bode well. I'm going to return nothing. I'm going to equip. And I'm going to use the goggles, correct, to attack with an enraged giant. Go ahead. I just don't know how I'm winning if I don't deal some amount of damage, like if I just hold that on defense. Okay, you got me. You got me. Murderous Gearhulk just adds 8 power to the board. Maybe there's a world where I could beat that if I continue playing, but I don't think so. I don't think so. On the play, maybe. On the draw, not so much. Hey, the rares though, the rares. Alright, back for match number 4 against Villaged? I don't know. We're against V-Dog here. Ooh, This one could go very poorly. I think this is a keep. Third land gets me Weld Fast Monitor or Welding Sparks, and then if I draw a Plains, it's great. I could see that easily being a draw, but on the play, I would definitely mulligan it. On the draw with the extra card, I think I'm going to risk keeping it. Sure. Unbridled Growth lets that tap for anything, and I can sack to draw a card later on. It's a Revolt Enabler. Oh, this is what we wanted to see was 3-drop white card. Oh god, it's one of those cards where my opponent gets priority at every given moment. 2-drop, Druid of the Cow, leaks. Alright, we brick twice. I mean, if we brick, we brick, but I would keep this hand, I think, every time on the draw. Unless I knew the matchup and knew I didn't have to, but my opponent just plays a 4-drop here, like, and I don't hit, then we'll move on. Seed Sculptor's okay. This is just the same match again. Okay, we drew the Plains, and now we're going just Weld Fast Monitor here. Oh, well, yeah, the Welding Sparks doesn't actually kill that. Yeah, let's play a 3-drop on 3 mana. There's some argument for using Thopter Arrest to take them off mana, so they can't play a 5-drop, but I'd rather just use the Thopter Arrest on the 5-drop, like that one. The fact that it meows. The fact that it meows. Alright, Weldon Sparks, I think. Yeah, because if they play like a 5-5 or 6-6, I'd rather. Alright, yeah, deal 4 to that. Again, getting priority from this stupid thing. I'm going to attack them for 3. They can hit me back for 3, but if I don't, they just hit me for 2, and they're just getting free damage. So I'm going to hit them and hopefully draw another land so I can start double spelling with my 2-drops. Okay, I like seeing them play land. Though if they truly had nothing... Oh, Long Tusk Cub's an insanely good card. Not what we wanted there. Not what we wanted at all. And just gonna jam again. Yeah, I'm gonna Thopter Arrest this thing. That's kind of all I have. Could play Ether Chaser. And they hit me for 5. No, just Thopter Arrest it. And then if they play another big thing, I mean, they're going to untap with 2 cards. They can draw a 3rd one, so I don't think they're going to be out of action. But if I don't kill Long Tusk Cub, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. It's just, it's going to hit me for 3, and then 4 the next turn, 5 the next turn, it'll be... Okay, they're immediately cantripping. That's kind of a good sign, right? Seed Sculptor, sure. Add some damage. Piling up on the 3/5's interesting. Wow. I mean, sure, I guess. Just play Ether Chaser and pass. They've got something they can do at instant speed. That can't be good. Come on, opponent. It's not that hard of a decision. I guess if they have like an appetite for the unnatural or whatever, get their long tusk cut back, it's kind of game over. No, they would have used it. Well, we're 13 cards in, and we've only seen 3 lands with 2 of them in our starting hand, so I would say that didn't work out for us quite well. If they had a trick, they would use it, right? Yeah, sure. Hello? Oh my god, my opponent's deck's insane. What is this? Alright. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I mean, I kept a 2-lander, and it didn't pay out, and then I didn't even draw the 4th land, so my opponent drew the 5 lands. Double Long Tusk Cub. What a pack. What's the word I'm looking for? What a deck. Well, I mean, I'm 2-2. I had 2 really good games, and then these last 2 have not worked out. But I don't know if I appreciate that name very much. That seems like not an okay name to have for Magic. Can we report this person? Can we not do stuff like this? Keep in here. It's the same situation, but I do have 2-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. Yeah, Weldon Sparks can get us out from underneath something problematic. There we go. So with that being said, I'll play Servo Exhibition. Or they could have the flash -4/-0 there. Sure, it's a 2/2. I don't I don't respect that at all. Anyway, let's just focus on beating them. Let's beat bigotry today. That's the name of the game. I will not block. Sure. So, assuming they have something, I don't really just want to jam this out. I can do... I could also just go Puzzle Knot, Puzzle Knot. They have Fumigate, they have Fumigate. And then next turn I can go Giant with Weldon Sparks back up. Fumigate me. I'm expecting the Meltdown. Yeah, there it goes. So -4/-0. Get 2 energy when it enters the battlefield. Can go on a vehicle too. But we want them to use that on this and not on this. But being able to play this with Weldon Sparks in the same turn is very good. And this being on board still kind of matters for some of my cards. You can improvise with it. Could pump it up, potentially. Probably not big enough to do anything with it, but... Glimmer? Okay, sorcery speed Glimmer. I like that. Means we're looking for lands. Go up to 4 energy. Man, this was the Scry 2, Draw 2 of choice back in the day. Compare this to some of the Draw 2s we've gotten in modern sets, like Behold the Multiverse and things like that. Yeah, just come a long way. Alright, I think I'm going to Weldon Sparks and just start pushing damage here. 1, 2, 3. I gotta tap 1 Swervo. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't love using Weldon Sparks on a 2/2, but I get in 3 extra damage this way. I mean, if you got Fumigate, you got it. We'll wrap up early. Go tell my loved ones hello, you know. Cataclysmic Gearhulk also relevant. I'm pretty sure that's in the remaster. Not automatically casting it, though. Suppose if they just kill this. Okay, Propeller Engineer's fine. Make it a 3-2? Nah, 1-1. Into Ice Over. Okay. Destructive Tampering. Does that do anything? No. But I do get to just jam and make 2 more. Alright, so yeah, they're Pioneer traded for 2 of my 1/1s. That's okay. Yes, run out of cards, please. Just once. This is where my aviary mechanics would be awesome, right? Just get to pick up these things that have enchantments on them. Malfunction. Sure. Opponent likes their auras. Okay, gonna crack these. Oh, I guess I can only crack 1, huh? Oh, now I can crack 2. We'll play it. We'll jam for 2. I mean, if they're resorting to malfunction in my 1/1s, I'm feeling okay about this. They're gonna use another one. Sure. It's a good screenshot. Alright. I mean, not too far off. This is still 4 turns of this before it becomes lethal. Sure. Oh, man. I mean, they have 1 card in hand, and I don't care about that at all. I'm gonna have to use my Weldon Sparks on it. I'll draw first. Freedom Region, nice. I don't need to use Weldon Sparks then. I will just cast this and use as many artifacts as possible in case they're holding Counterspell. The Metallic Rebuke or whatever. So doing it this way means I can just kill this and kill him with Freedom Regent next turn. They went full control. Sure. Kill that. Attack. Alright, we stood up the bigotry today. Yeah, I just don't get it. It's not funny. It's disrespectful. It's just, I don't know. Why would you make your whole personality something that's intentionally hurtful to someone? I don't know. Anyway, we killed them. They're dead. Can't bother us ever again. They are in Platinum, though, so that means that people play against this person, right? Are you just allowed to have names like that? Anyway, we're 3-2. Let's see if we can win a couple more. Yeah. Hey, I'm on the play? What? I got to be on the play? I guess I was on the play for, I think, match 1, but... This is a nice hand. Ether Chaser into Weld Fast Monitor, and maybe I get a turn where I go Puzzle Knot plus pick up Puzzle Knot. We'll need some removal. Ooh, that's pretty good with the game plan here. Ether Chaser usually gets the first attack hit. Not always, but usually if you play it. It also could get Chandra's Pyrohelix right now. Harness Lightning, something like that. Clearly they had something. Well, they're going to let me make the 1/1. I mean, Chandra's Pyrohelix still fine against that? Sure. I don't know why. Like, they just missed a point of damage on me doing it that way, right? They could have killed that plus this. Unless they think their life total's okay, and there's some sense in doing that, right? You don't worry about taking 1. You see if your opponent plays something better or goes for an aura. If I were them, I would have just shot before I untapped. Mobile Garrison. Untaps an artifact or creature you control when it attacks. It has crew 2. I did not draw a land, but I do get to slam for 4 here. That's nice. The thing about Mobile Garrison is it can't block this turn, and if they play a creature next turn, it means they still only have 1 blocker. Granted, they'll have a 3/4. I guess that's not true if they play like a Pima Outrider or whatever. I'm gonna need to draw a land soon, though. Narnum Cobra. Sure. Getting in the 3. Okay. This is fine. They get in 3. They keep Narnum Cobra up on defense. Dang. Alright, well, I'm going to give this Menace. You kill it, you kill it. Then I'm going to play my Puzzle Knot. Or I guess I'll play Servo Exhibition. And, yeah, I mean, drawing land would be pretty sweet. Kill my Chief at the Foundry? Don't kill my Chief at the Foundry. Don't do that. Sure. Still wouldn't mind drawing a land. Because then I could give the Weldfast Monitor Menace. Nice. Alright, so give that Menace, play Cogworker's Puzzle Knot. Chandra's Revolution, deal 4 to something, and tap a land. I'm going to jam with all... Okay. Down to 7. I am at 14. They're dealing damage to me while dealing with my stuff, that's for sure. I'm surprised they... I guess, I mean, you don't want to trade your 2-1 for a 1-1, but... See what they got. Should be a close game. If I had drawn some lands, I would feel a lot better about it, but I didn't. So let's see what happens. They're getting that garrison in there. Oh, they're going to hunt the weak? Okay. Huh. Okay. Sure. The thing about that is it doesn't change much on my end. And they have a 2-drop. No. Dang, Dawn Feather Eagle. Okay, I could go... I'm gonna attack all. And just play Propeller Pioneer. That's gotta be... Like, this plus this makes a 2-2 on the ground and a 1-1, whereas this makes a 2-1 in the air and a 1-1. And I will make a 1-1. Okay, no Pyro Helix from opponent is nice. Their graveyard is 3 removal spells. Mine is functionally 4 creatures. Still getting in with the garrison. That probably means they're just not playing another creature. Do I block? Armorcraft Judge, draw a card. Sure. Draw a card for each +1 counter creature you have. Into... Okay. If I draw a land, they die. Is that still true if I block? No. So I will not block and hope to draw an untapped land so I can just Dawn Feather and kill them. 1 time? Thank you. Yeah, they take 3 in the air and they can block 3 on the ground. Okay, got it. Really making me sweat it there, huh? Nice. 4 and 2. 4 and 2 is not bad. 4 and 2, and we beat racism, we beat bigotry, we beat sexism. 40 gems, and whatever this is. Still pen draw, sure. 4 and 2. Let's keep it going. They're definitely not making it. We haven't had our insane curve outs. These 2-lander, 3-landers are really nagging us, huh? Would we have still won that game if we did not draw a land that turn? I mean, we can present a bunch of bodies, hope to block all of my opponent's creatures, and just kill them in the air with the Propeller Engineer over 2 turns. That does obviously give them another draw step, and I'm at a low life total at that point, so maybe it comes down to what my opponent's next draw step would be. But the land into the Dawn Feather Eagle definitely did it for us. Alright, I'll see you in the next game. Alright, next game's here against Grandmere Shouty. Okay. This would be a good hand on the play. I am on the draw. I'm going to play an Ether Chaser on 2. Don't Pyro Helix me? No, they would have gotten priority for Pyro Helix. They have something. It could be a Rush of Vitality. Into a Salivating Gremlins. Okay. I could bluff them here. I could just try to show them that I'm attacking into their Gremlins, but I'm not going to do that. Just try to go super wide. This thing gets +2/+0 and Trample when an artifact comes in. Foundry Screecher. It's just a 2/1. Alright, I have drawn 3 lands. Okay, we've drawn 3 lands. That's cool. I will make a servo and pass. Prophetic Prism. Make your Gremlin... Actually, make both your creatures bigger. This becomes a 3/1. As long as you control an artifact. Mm-hmm. No block. I'm gonna kill my Ether Chaser here. They did not. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, well, I don't have any plays. I'm gonna play Puzzle Knot, obviously. Jam. See what they got going on. Make obsolete -1/-1 my board. That would be insane. Do think they have Rush of Vitality in their hand, right? So they're gonna gain 4. Oh, Precise Strike. Wasn't I talking about that? Okay. Yeah, and they could still have it. They're representing something for 2 mana. They were represented on 2. It's something that targets a creature. And that's going to be enough to swing a race, I think, so... It's going to be rough. Sure. So I'm going to need to draw Welding Sparks real fast. Something... Oh, they're improvising here. Fenhauler? No. Can you imagine my opponent just has give all creatures -1/-1? Jesus Christ. Gonna bluff here. I mean, what am I supposed to do with this? I attack all. They block. They take 6. They could gain 4 back. I'm not going to do anything. This is unfortunate. I would have liked to play a competitive last game, but it feels like I've drawn 9 lands. My opponent also appears to have a lot of lands, but they've got that combat trick, and they've got the evasive threat. So, yeah. Weaponcraft Enthusiast, and that's going to make their Salvating Gremlins a 6/3, and I can't block it because they have Rush of Vitality. Alright. I mean, that's going to be game over, right? Yeah. I'm going to make him use it. Just going to make him use it. I have 3 cards in hand. Maybe they're... Oh, Invigorated Rampage. Am I dead? 8, 9, 10, 11. No, but I'm dead. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, y'all. I wish I had gotten anything that game. Man, I mean, removal spell at the top? Anybody? Hello? Hello? All right, well, that was an extremely disappointing match to go out on. I mean, I don't know what to say about that last one. I just didn't draw any cards. I took a risky mole in one game, didn't pan out, had some close ones. This deck was sweet. I wish it had gone a little bit further, but not super bomby. You know, we lost to a Verdurous Gearhulk. Freedom Regent's bomb. But, yeah, just solid red-white go wide. And, yeah, had some mana issues that lost me some games. Decent removal, though. I mean, this is a solid deck. I would, if you handed this to me and you're like, hey, do you want to play this at this tournament? I'd be like, yeah, this looks solid. I have a game plan here. So, I guess there was an opportunity to move into red-green, given the way the draft panned out, but no point griping. We basically got our entry fee back, 1,400 for 1,500. Let's open some packs that we're gonna act like we care about real quick, and then we'll send you off. Man, just land. It's frustrating. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. I'm gonna go complain to my girlfriend. Anyway, that's gonna go ahead and do it. Thanks for joining. As always, if you enjoy drafts like this and you want to see more for, let's say, Murders at Karlov Manor when that comes out next month, let me know. Drop a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, the best way to support JankDiverGaming is to come find us in the JankDiverGaming Discord, where you can find links down below in the description. We do some drafting, some cube drafting on Sundays. We do some cube drafting on Wednesdays. Some people have gotten together on Fridays to do some cube drafting, and there's always some good discussion going on about cube and about retail limited, and occasionally about constructed. Not my forte. Anyway, thanks for joining. This was fun. Hope you guys learned something from Ixalan. Or not Ixalan. Man, I'm going to go stub my toes. I just saw Ixalan. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name's Timothy with JankDiverGaming. See y'all next time.